Shalom, shalom. What's poppin'? How y'all doing out there?
Hey guys, Pineal 6'9", Michael Young, hey, Haven, Christopher, Marshall. How are you guys doing? What's going on with everybody?
Can y'all hear us clear? Loud and clear, can you hear us? Test the 1, 2 to the 2 to the 1.
We are extremely late, fashionably. Loud and clear, good stuff, Christopher. You're awake.
Marshall was good.
We can hear you guys good. Good stuff. 6'9". So we're gonna talk about bullying and then we're gonna get off, to be honest. Because we're definitely late. And I take full responsibility for this. I was finishing a project and I am so sorry, guys.
Christopher said what up?
6'9". Can you talk to us? Can you tell us what the current situation is? And we definitely want to be able to hear everything that you have to say. And totally focused on you, your family, your sister, and anybody that has been bullied before or is currently being bullied, sadly. He said clear as Benstein's eyes. You're working hard, Marshall? How was your day, Pineal?
He says, alright, yeah, you ready? Read it.
Okay, 6'9" said, I can't call, I'm handling something, but the current situation is I went to the school and found out it was some boys harassing her in the call room class. Okay, so you were actually able to make it to the school? That's good. What's the call room class? What's that? Heard my name, but I was distracted though. I asked, how was your day, Pineal? Was the school able to help at all when you went there?
We ain't here to talk about my bed, bro.
I meant it was in the classroom. Oh, okay, I see. Dang. So that's sad that it's boys actually harassing a whole female. That's crazy.
9 times out of 10, they probably like her, but she probably ain't giving them the time of day. So this is what happens. I mean, it like right now.
It's all good, Michael.
It's all good.
Just on this channel, we have a different type of a vibe. That's it. Like, somebody asked us a question and we're just here to answer it. Sorry about that, Michael.
I mean, bullying is an epidemic. I mean, in this country, and so the brother, 6'9", his sister's dealing with a serious issue about bullying right now, and she being bullied by boys. Not like it's like females, it's guys that's bullying her. So it's it's sad right now that children have to deal with that in this society. He said the audio was off. Can't hear. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. So
But okay, so you said nope. The principal did nothing. I went to the school board, but didn't do nothing. To the point where I have to sue the school. But more importantly, you gotta make sure that your sister is safe. Like, suing the school is not going to do anything to stop the situation. Exactly. Unfortunately, and to have a lawsuit, that's a huge process. It's not something that's just going to take care of it overnight, So it's definitely something that I wouldn't allow the school to, continuously allow this to happen. Boys and men are meant to protect girls. That's the truth, Michael. Definitely. Definitely.
But it's an epidemic going on with that. It's not. It's not that. It doesn't discriminate from color, from class, from gender. Is bullying is bullying. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that has to be stopped. But the school system, the school board is not, taking really no parents into consideration when it comes to this situation. They act like, when you go there, and we know offhand about bullying, you know what I'm saying? And
I would like to speak a little bit on our experience. Go detail.
You know what I'm saying? So it's something that you have to take full control of the situation before it's too late. You know what I'm saying? He says, you have to take her out of school. Yeah, you have to. If the situation is not being resolved, you have to take her out of school for her safety. You know what I'm saying? You have to. You know what I mean? But this is deeper than just just her situation is wise as this happens in every state, every town, damn near every school. A child is being bullied. You know what I'm saying? On how they look, they might have disabilities. Mm-hmm. Girls are jealous of other girls because guys may like one particular female. She getting all the attention, so they mad about that. Boys is just bullying other boys because they know that they could beat them up, and you gotta worry about teachers. Not they see what's going on, but they may be scared of the student, and like they might not say anything about it. It's horrible right now how the school system is. So.
Right, Pineal said, I agree with you, Mike. As a white guy, I'm so tired of racism. Can't wait for racism to die. That's the truth, Michael. Love you guys. Lots of love to you as well, Michael. Definitely much love.
Like racism ain't gonna never die. Racism gonna be here to the end of until the end of the world. It's never Racism is never going to die. It's a spirit.
Yeah.
So.
Unfortunately, it actually seems like it's getting worse. To be honest with you.
It's not gonna stop.
Pineal said, I feel that bullying is caused due to lack of respect towards individuality, leading to disrespect due to a lack of understanding that no two are alike and need to be alike unless it is for the better. That's true, Pineal.
Yeah, while a lot of things don't, while a lot of things Pineal don't, while a lot of things happen in this world, it's because people don't have respect for other, for humanity. You know what I'm saying? It's what was that, Devin?
Yeah. Hey, Devin. Bullying is pointless. Sadly, it is, definitely. How you doing, Devin?
It's hard.
Devon?
Yeah.
Christopher said, I had to take matters in my own hands when I was being bullied and fought the dude on the street. but he never messed with me again. And a lot of times that's what you got to do, Christopher.
Exactly.
That's what you got to do, definitely. You can have people around to make sure that you're safe, make sure that nobody else jumps in, but sometimes that's what you got to do to be able to, stand up for yourself and let them know that you're going to stand up for yourself. Pineal said, I relate, Chris. Only works, but so much, though. As adults, we can ignore or go to lawful matters if need be. Right. I guess 6ix9ine, I can give you some insight and speak from experience. And for I think they're mad because my sister has the latest phone, nice clothes and shoes. Sadly, a lot of times that's what it is. 6ix9ine.
Nah, but
sometimes it's people have disabilities,
no,
or
but
they
it's
may
not,
lack.
But it's not.
So other people think that they're better.
But it's what Pineal said though. The main thing is they don't have respect, and they're not taught respect at home. How to respect people. Parenting is not at an all-time high. It's right now it's at an all-time low right now. Parenting, people don't take parenting seriously. People think going to work, paying the bills, putting food in the refrigerator is enough. No. You know what I'm saying? You have to teach your children to respect other people, to have manners to other people that's older. Like I just saw a video on World Star because I check on there because the real news don't give you the real news. A girl was on top of the a school desk while her teacher was teaching the class, and she was stomping on top of his desk. He got up from out of the chair and just walked around, and she was just busy doing whatever she wanted to do.
This was a teacher that basically looked like he was scared out of his wits of that student.
So, but back in the day when I was coming up, teachers had power. I come from an era to where the teachers and the deans and the principal used to hit you with the ruler if you was out of line. That's the era I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Where you had I had a dean called Miss Nelson in Queens when I lived in Queens for a little while. She was raw. When she came through, dudes respected her. You know what I'm saying? She had that respect. And then that respect is gone. But it starts from the home first. Let's deal with the foundation. If we teach our children to respect others, no matter what it is, if they have a disability, if they dress nice, if they are pretty, or dudes is handsome, whatever the case may be, respect people. Do unto others as you want done to you. So it starts from the home first. We can't skip over that and go to why we have to start at the home. The home is the foundation. But the parents today are lazy parents. They don't want to teach their children how to really be responsible and be good citizens in society. So that's why things happen the way they are. And people continue to keep doing what they're doing because the parents are not doing their job. So if you have children, then you need to teach your children to respect others, to love others, to care for others. And if they see and teach your children, if they see other students bullying other students, then they need to talk up for them. You know what I mean? Tell them to stop bullying other children and go to the principal on behalf of the other student. What's up, Brother Sage? You know what I'm saying? Everything starts at the home, man. Everything starts at the home. We can't be trying to look outside of the home until we clean up the home. The home life is very important because what you reflect at home, you're going to reflect in society. And that's just the facts.
Hey, Tiger. Thank you for coming to the stream. We appreciate you. I don't think
What's
I've
up,
ever
Joey
seen you
Hernandez?
in here before, Tiger. Thank you for joining the family.
You know, so if you got parents that's mediocre with how they raise their children, then you're going to have, mediocre children. Disrespectful. You know? So that's the problem.
Right.
The home life has to be an important fundamental thing that has to be adjusted so where children can come out and be real productive in their society. But we don't have that.
Right.
We don't have that. So
Right.
you wonder why children acting the way they acting? It's because of their parents. You know, so that's why. Yeah, what you was gonna say? Add on to what you was gonna say.
No, Joey just came in. I didn't get to say hi to him.
Oh, what's up, Joe?
Hey,
What's
Joey.
up, Kevin Johnson?
Hey, Sage. Hey, Kevin. Tiger, what is SJWs? Let me know. I'm gonna read it. But he said, I fear for my son's generation when he grows up. Pineal said something that's I feel is important as well. He said, they don't know how to respect, but they demand respect. It's shameful because that means they know how to be respectful, but refuse to give the respect they feel they deserve.
Well, you know.
Sadly.
They while I was coming up, you know what I'm saying, for you to get respect, you have to disrespect. And usually a lot of times people have more fear of people. They don't really respect them. They fear them of the repercussions of what's going to happen if you disrespect this individual. So it's like, so if you got a tough guy in the neighborhood and he know how to fight, he's a shooter, they're going to respect you because they know that you're about your business. Right. You can fight and you can shoot. Oh, like you a double threat. You know what I'm saying? But we have to stick to where we are. The home life. You have cousins, you have nieces, you have nephews, you have children. You have to teach your children. It's like, why parenting is so lazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to be hands-on with your children all across the board. It just can't be, like, you can't let society teach them how to be, then you get mad when they get caught up in something they don't have no business in. You're not doing your job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not doing their job. It says, yeah, people lack empathy these days. Yeah, exactly. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to us to teach our children and our family members, you know what I'm saying, how to treat others. You know what I mean? Don't make fun of other people. You know what I'm saying? Don't mistreat other people. You know, and we don't need a plan for that. We just have to teach people that. It's like everybody talking about, in the hood, like we gotta have this super plan, and they worrying about 40 acres and a damn mule and reparations. But how you gonna have that if you still don't have no respect in your neighborhoods? You can give people all the land, all the resources, but if they still don't have the love and the respect for each other, what do that matter?
Right.
It's like we always running away from ourselves with changing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. And like I can't stand people that do that. It really just like oh, that's a pet peeve of mine. This is like we always want to run away from changing ourselves to where we can be productive in society. It's just like we just want to get things and then think that things is going to make us better. It's not. It's just not. So that's why we have bullying in school.
Right. I see, Tiger. Okay, so you haven't been here. That's glad. I'm glad that you made it back. Social justice warriors. I see what you're saying, Tiger. Yeah. Hey, Dre. How you doing, Dre? What's going on, Dre?
Right. You know what I mean? Like yourself. It's very important. That's the problem. They don't wanna change from within themselves, and then they expect their communities and like their families and their communities supposed to be good. Nah, it's not. And here's a prime example. Aaliyah never got beat. Like she never got beat up. She never got like.
It was close to it though. Like didn't intervene.
Nah, but listen, but she never got beat up. She never got like hit. But she just got girls were saying things to her. And
a lot of times parents they know their kids, so when they come home from school and they don't.
So I wound up getting I wound up going to the Gracie Academy, getting the bully program that they have. It's to teach your children about bullying and to teach them jiu-jitsu. So I was working with her with that, and she was watching the videos, and then she got better because it built confidence. It built it and like me and her was on the mats and like she learning moves and she just got confidence. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of programs that's out there for children to learn how to defend themselves, but not only the fighting aspect, but how to deal with bullies. You know what I'm saying? How to deal with them personally. It's a lot of
there's different steps. The Gracie JiuJitsu actually
like I recommend
goes through the steps with people.
Like I recommend that to any parent that's out there, that Gracie Gracie family has a thing called a bully proof. It's like maybe I think it's like 10 to 12 DVDs, and it takes you step by step on how to deal with bullies.
Right.
And then they teach you how to defend yourself with the art of jiu-jitsu. But first they teach you how to talk to a bully, how to deal with a bully, and why do bullies why do people become bullies and attack people. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good program that they have. So we bought her that. We was working with her that, so she knows some moves, you know. She knows some moves, and she know how to deal with people now better than she before. You know, but it was bad at one point, you know, to where we had to go to the school and had to go to the teachers, but then the teacher didn't do nothing.
I want to walk them through that whole entire process of how to deal with the situation when the school's not listening to you, because this is gonna go beyond just the people that are here.
Right.
And the schools don't deal with stuff the way that they should actually deal with stuff. So it's like you're fighting the bully, but you're also fighting the school to listen to you.
But before you get into that, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Let me ask you
6'9", congratulations on your scholarship. Hey, Terrence. He said greetings from Walmart.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Terrence. to Dre. What's up, Dre? I ain't see you.
Texas Road Runner. What's good, family? How you doing? Go ahead, ask me.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think that the school system, with the teachers, the principals, the deans, and you know, do you think that they purposely don't do anything? Or do you think that they just don't care?
I do. I feel like they purposely don't do anything. I feel like they don't care. They have these, school nowadays have like zero tolerance bullying policies. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be part of my story, going back to the man that we spoke with at the gym. So I was just going to actually kind of organizedly go through it for other people that might not be here to actually talk.
What's up, Texas?
I'll talk to you. I'll talk to everybody about that. Tiger, let me read everything that you're saying. He said, too many broken homes. They get together, have a kid, then give up on the family unit way too easily. It's not like how it used to be anymore. That's the truth. Tiger also said, kids who come from broken homes or get treated badly by their own parents take it on other kids.
But
as an outlet to make them feel better, drag other kids down to their level of sadness. So
let me take it. But let me take it to like, let me play devil advocate for a second, right? I hear what you're saying about that, but my thing with a lot of times people always want to see. I grew up in Brownsville, right? It was bad, but I had a lot of friends or associates that you would say, right? And a lot of them had good parenting or had somewhat of a foundation of that. And a lot of times, a lot of them chose to do wrong. So we can't always say, you know, this child is acting like this because...
Right, that's what he said. I didn't get to finish reading what he's saying.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times niggas just want to be knuckleheads.
Yeah.
They just hard-headed people. And like I grew up in a home where my mother was strict. You know what I'm saying? She was hardcore, but I did stupid things. You know what I'm saying? Just because I wanted to, not because of my environment or things I was saying. I just was a knucklehead. Sometimes you just be a knucklehead. So we have to really, you know what I'm saying, really, you know what I mean, really bring the whole forefront, you know what I'm saying? We just can't always think everybody is being abused or all families is not functional, because that's not the case all the time. A lot of times, just cats is just hard-headed. They want to be down. They want to be like freaking look. There's tough guys, so you got to really add that in there too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Tiger said it's a choice 100%. It's all about growing as well.
Right.
I had people who I went to school with that were a-holes as kids. As an adult, one of the nicest people you could ever meet. And
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's usually like they're trying to fit in with the in crowd. Like kids get so caught up, it's sad, with trying to be down with the in crowd. A lot of time the in crowd is not where you want to be. Like, that's not good, but so many kids, they want to be in with the in crowd. It's really sad. And where it's at and where you get points from me is normally you're not in the in crowd. You know, it's just
But
a lot of times you got to do wrong, bad stuff.
But nothing is normal. Like people throw around the normal word. I mean, nobody know what really normal is. I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, this is normal. No, I don't know what normal is.
Yeah.
I just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't even say this life is normal that we living in. It's just life.
Yeah.
Normal? Come on. Anyway.
Sage said the school system is mostly like a puzzle game. Most kids say they never learn anything in school, but the system wants the kids to think that you have to look deeper past the boring and plain stuff in schools. That's true.
Yeah, school is basically another way to just form your child to how they want them to be. Is they shoot your child up with vaccinations before they go to school.
School system actually works hand in hand with the prison system.
Exactly. Is all it is program. That's all it is. It's a program system.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And your kids spend so many hours. They actually spend more time at school than they actually do home sometimes. You know.
Tick now say even teachers bully kids. And not only do they bully kids, but they being there having sex with them.
Yeah, do all sorts of stuff. Your kids are not safe at school.
Yeah, they be having sex with them. And
the system school is a bully in itself. Let a teacher do wrong. Watch how quick the whole staff backs them up, even though they are. Power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Yeah. That's the truth.
My thing is the safer. I mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Right.
The safer your child is out the system, the better. The safer you are out the system, the better. The more you are more self-sufficient. We always gonna be in this matrix, but the more you are out of the system, the more safer you are when it comes to the school system, the prison system, the hospitals. You know what I'm saying? We can take charge of our own lives if we work at it. You know what I'm saying? By trying to eat healthy, working out, having our own businesses to where we no longer are subjected to bosses and have to be a worker. Is we can prevent a lot of things, but we choose not to. We get lazy. You know what I mean? And that's the number one problem. Yeah. Aaliyah, she homeschooled. She been homeschooled for years. We been took her out.
Yeah, so I wanna touch a little bit on our story, if that's okay.
Okay.
Just to try to help some people.
But she been homeschooled for a long time now. For a long time. He says, "Pops, I'm doing something, researching to the matrix." Yeah, when we say the matrix, we mean this system. It's if anybody saw the movie The Matrix, then you understand what we mean by that. This stuff is all an illusion. This stuff is it's like a simulation. If anybody ever played the game Sims, this is what we live in. All this stuff that you see is lies, is deception, is propaganda. None of this stuff is really how the world's supposed to be. It's all smoke screens and lies upon lies upon lies to keep you asleep and to be sheep. But go ahead.
No, you're good. Keep going.
So it's crazy. But yeah, Aaliyah been homeschooled for a while now, and we did not let the system raise our child. And to some people, they may say, your child is not normal because, well, listen, nobody can tell me what normal is. Society can sit here and try to tell me what it is, but anytime you put out your child should go to school with other children, she should be around other children, she should have a boyfriend, she should be able to have a cell phone and yada yada yada. But then I can look at every piece that you put that you gave to me, and I can dissect it and find holes and all type of corruption in it. You know what I'm saying? So no. All those things is dangerous if you don't teach your children the ins and outs of having a boyfriend, being in the in crowd, having cell phones or social media. If you ain't teaching your children about these things, basically you feeding your children to the wolves. That's what you basically doing. You saying here's the cell phone, but then you ain't telling them, okay, what to watch out for on the cell phone. You say hit this here. You just giving them over to vultures, wolves, lions. You know what I'm saying? You have to teach your children. And I have to be adamant about that. You have to teach your children. If you don't teach your children, then you are going to be held responsible. And if something bad happens to them, then you can't cry about it because you should have did something about it. Just having a baby and, like I said before, feeding your child and clothing them is not enough. You have to go, the word father means to go further than your expectations of being a father. You have to go all out being a father. Hands on with them. It's your responsibility. The Creator gave us a brain to think, to use our intelligence that we have, but we are lazy when it comes to that. And this is why the youth are lost today. And this is why I don't like the youth. Because they are so disrespectful. They have no morals, no values, no love, no respect for others, and even older people. You old head niggas. Y'all old. You know what I'm saying? Because why? The parents ain't teaching them how to be. And you can't sit here and tell me all these parents out here is lost. They didn't have no good parenting. You can't tell me that. So go ahead. Drop what you want to drop.
Oh, I'll wait for you to get done.
I'll take the mic.
Pineal said normal is just what people are used to seeing often. The moment they see something different, they mistreat it until it becomes their normal. Yeah. And destroy it if it does not. It is an animalistic habit. That's the truth. Yeah. I'll be out of school soon enough. I mean, I think Sage, I know, from my understanding, you go to a trade school, 6ix9ine, congratulations, definitely. I read that. I spoke with that. Maybe you didn't hear, but congratulations on your scholarship. But
congrats on it.
Sage, me and Dad actually, we both went to trade school. When I graduated, I used to be a nurse. I actually graduated my trade school. I went to Votech. I was a nurse's assistant before I even had my high school diploma. So 1 year when I was in 11th grade, I graduated nursing school. And then my 12th grade, and I had my nursing certificate, so I worked in the nursing home. And then 12th grade came, I completed my 12th grade, and I graduated high school. So I actually graduated my trade school before I graduated high school, which is, I think is pretty dope. But Dad actually went to Votech as well. He went to school for building maintenance, so he does a lot of that stuff that actually benefited us. But we don't use either of the certificates anymore. I'm done with nursing. He don't do any of that stuff. But trade school, I think it's cool for a certain period of time of your life, But my thing with actual school, college, my thing with college is the expense of it. It's so expensive, it's ridiculous. They get you into all sorts of debt and stuff like that. But my main thing with elementary school and high school and stuff like that is that they attack these young kids when their brain is developing. And that's the whole entire thing about it. They want to, it's just like the military. The military tells you flat out what it is. If you're too old, you can't get into the military because they can't form you. It's you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's why kids are so attacked at such a young age, because they can be manipulated and their brain can be formed. Their life can be formed, sadly. So, I mean, it is what it is, but do you have anything that you want to say before I start?
No, go ahead. I'll talk to you.
I meant the Matrix, but that's really cool. Yeah, it is definitely the Matrix, Sage. I agree with you. Definitely. Definitely. I mean, it helped, for a certain time period of our life, that we did go to Votech and we both have something besides just a high school diploma, but we don't use them today. So like if we had to actually pay to go to school for them, it would have been a complete waste. And a lot of times people do. They go to college, they spend a lot of money, they graduate, and they don't even end up working what they went to college for, sadly.
It's sad. It's sad. So get into it.
All right, so I mean, I hope I don't talk too much. Like, as you could see, like me and my husband are two different people, but we're the same person. Like, being that he is who he is and being who I am, it makes us work. So basically, what he has, I don't have, and what I have, he don't have. I feel extremely blessed that the Most High put us together like that. So he basically explained what he had to explain, but I like to get a little bit more mushy. I like to talk about my experiences because I feel like our experiences can help each other. I really feel like that's what this channel is for. I feel like, through our experiences, through different things that we go through in life, and being that we're all going through different things, I might be going through something that you've already come out of, so you can help me. You might be going through something that I've already come out of, so I can help you. And if I've never been through it, I mean, I can encourage you, or whatever the situation is. So, now, different thing that we've been going through in our life, a lot of times, like, I was, like, always, I'm a female, so I guess I speak like I'm strong, but I am strong, but, like, emotionally, like, a lot of stuff that we've had to deal with has been, like, hard, and I've really depended on the Most High to get me through a lot of it. So I'll just start with my story. I don't even know where I was going with that, but anyway, you guys are my family and we're all here, so listen to me. I don't know what I was getting ready to say, but so this is the situation. Ever since we came into this, we always knew that the school system was bad. Unfortunately, okay, 6ix9ine, that's fine. I hope everything works out for you. If you wanted to touch back on this, you could definitely rewatch the video when we're done. Definitely. Much love to you, 6ix9ine.
All right, peace.
So, before Aaliyah's bullying situation came, we started to come into the knowledge and information. Like, Most High revealed a lot of stuff to us about him. He revealed a lot of stuff to us about society, about the different systems, about the matrix that we live in, basically. Unfortunately, at that time, we lived in New York, and that was our life. Like, we lived in New York, never thought that our life was going to be turned upside down and we were going to ever leave. That was just our life. We were in the struggle, and we were in the struggle for the long haul. But as he revealed himself to him, we started changing. And, we realized that, like, I went through my situation with the holidays. I learned a lot about the holidays, came out of the holidays. My husband kept saying, the schools are no good, but, like, when you have kids in the schools, like, what are you supposed to do? When you live in New York, you can't just rip them out. It's extremely hard to get away from the school system. So then it came to the point where we moved to New York City. We were there for a little while, and then we moved to New Jersey. So when we moved to New Jersey, Aaliyah was in, I want to say 3rd grade. So she started New Jersey school in 3rd grade, and the very first day that she stepped foot out of the car from that moment was a very hard, just downward spiral. She's always been a very, very nice girl. She loved to go to school. She loved to be around people. She wanted everybody to like her. She always wanted people to accept her. and she never saw anything wrong with herself. So when people didn't accept her, she pushed herself more on them people, unfortunately, because she was looking at herself and saying, there's nothing wrong with me. Why don't you like me? But from the moment that she stepped out of the car, we knew that she was going to have a situation, just because the way that the girls were looking at her. They literally looked her up and down, up and down, several times. But we just let it go. She went to school, and not long after being in the school, it started. But me and Aaliyah, we always talked to Aaliyah. So she would come home and she would say certain things, and we would like try to guide her how to deal with the situations that she was dealing with as she was going through it. Unfortunately, after a time, it did escalate, and it did get a lot worse, to the point where we had to go and talk to the teacher. And the teacher, I don't know, she just reminded me of like an alcoholic or something. I don't know. She was just like really weird. Like Aaliyah said that she would be like in the school, like FaceTiming people and stuff like that. It was just like really strange. So like a lot of times when Aaliyah was going through stuff, the teacher didn't even look at her, had no idea what was even going on. So, we started off by talking to the teacher. And, the teacher was like, okay, I'll watch out for it, blah, 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 and whatever. She didn't do anything. We talked to the teacher all over again, like a second time, maybe like a week or so later. And then after that, it was like the same thing. Like basically, well, I've been watching and I don't see nothing, and then all that other stuff. So I'm not going to sit here and listen to you tell me that. After that, we escalated it to the principal, and the principal, his initial response was that I know the kids' parents, and them kids would never think about doing something like that to somebody. So the principal basically called our child a liar. That's what you're saying. If you're telling me that these kids would never do something like this, and they actually are doing it, then you're saying that she's lying. He didn't like it too much that we basically had a situation with him. We didn't go on the right foot with him because of his initial response. So we left that meeting with the principal, and I went home and we called the superintendent. We ended up going to the assistant superintendent. We met with her. She basically said she was going to talk to the teacher and that Aaliyah would be fine, that there was no reason for Aaliyah to have to be removed from the class that she was in. That's what we were asking. We were just asking for her to be removed from the class. And then, unfortunately, it's like to the point where like Aaliyah would be reading a book and these kids would just be like gawking at her all day long. It was just really ridiculous. So, and then it would get worse on the playground. And then, it did get to the point where it was almost physical. So it was to the point where this principal's not listening to us. The superintendent seems to think that she's going to be able to calm everything down, but nothing's working. And this all was like kind of like within a short period of time. We didn't let a lot of time pass. We basically gave them a couple of days to improve and do what they had to do. But then on our end, we also had to make moves as well. So we did have to actually go to the superintendent, and she wasn't too happy for some reason. But at the end of the day, we know that these schools are not for us anyway. But being that it was her job, she couldn't allow this to go on. And she most certainly didn't want us to escalate it anymore. She could see from our track record that we were not playing with her. So she did end up switching Aaliyah's class. Now, Aaliyah did end up getting a new class and everything was okay. But during the midst of it, we actually, her grandmother used to babysit her. So we used her grandmother's address, but lived at another location that belonged to another school district. it was the same city, but they had two different elementary schools. So basically, if you lived on the side of the city that we lived on, you had to go to the other school. Being that it was close to the end of the school year and we just went through so much to get Aaliyah moved, we didn't want to take her out of what she just already been through. Like, she was finally settled. We ended up moving. Wasn't long left to the school year, and now she's in her new class. So we just kept that address and we just drove her to school every single day. Them freaking people followed us and found out that we didn't live at the address, that the school was under the impression that we lived at. That was her grandmother's address. But they really went to the extent to follow us.
Mm-hmm. It was just like, you know, you have to deal with the bullying part, and then now you got to deal with, you know, the so-called mature older people in the school, and then they gonna pull that type of that vibe. It was just time for her to get pulled out of school. That was just it.
Yeah, they basically basically sent us a letter. Mm-hmm. But like, how desperate, you know, to find out that we don't live at that address. It's like, come on now. Like, everything that we just went through, but they basically gave us 2 weeks and we had no choice but to enroll her into the other school, sadly. And we didn't want to, because she just been through so much, you know? And you would think that the school would care about that, but they didn't. So we did actually end up having no choice but to enroll her into the other school. Like I said, it was the end of the school year. She was fine. So now it's summertime. Everything's perfectly fine. And summer goes by. September comes. So now she's starting a new school year off at the new school, fresh, that she just finished up the end of the school year with, because this is the new school now. So now the problem starts all over again with a new group of kids. And at that point, we basically knew that we didn't want to go through the same thing again. These people had like the same spirits on them. It was just really crazy. So when we came into this, like I said, my husband always said that these school districts, they're no good. No matter where you go to school, it's no good for kids, blah, 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 blah. So we always had a desire, like, we would just love to take our kids out of school and teach them ourselves. But at the end of the day, once your kids are in the school system, they're kind of stuck. So it was extremely stressful for us, and it was like basically the same process that we went through the first time, encouraging Aaliyah, trying to teach Aaliyah how to act and stuff like that. This time it didn't start right away, but it eventually did end up starting. But then during the time we were trying to figure out what we were going to do, we were so stressed. It was just like so sickening. So it started to get kind of bad, and it just so happened to be that we worked at a gym. And somebody that was at the gym, like, he used to go there. He was like some big person for like the state of New Jersey. And he was telling us that the school had like a zero tolerance policy and that they had to do something about it. And basically trying to encourage us and telling us what to do. But we didn't want to go through any of that. So I got to the point where we researched online. And the Most High like completely guided us through this process. Come to find out, New Jersey, you simply just have to tell them that you're homeschooling your kid. It's really crazy. The only thing that we had to do to get her out of school is just write a letter to the superintendent of the school district and write a letter to the school, her principal at her new school. We faxed them the same letter to both people and never heard from them since. That's the only thing that we had to do in New Jersey. So it was like an extreme blessing. That if we were in New York, the New York laws are completely different. But it just was a blessing that we were in Jersey. And she's been homeschooled ever since. So my point of saying that whole entire thing is, no matter, it's definitely an emotional situation. You definitely want to flip out. You definitely want to run out of patience. You definitely want to protect your kid. I mean, you have such a desire to do what you have to do to handle the situation for the most part. But if we were other parents, like, I hear like a lot of parents that just give up. or they don't believe their kid. And you can't do that. You have to keep going. This is your kid you're fighting for. And you could really look at it like you're fighting for your kid's life. Because a lot of kids, they're forced to go to school every day because it's the law to get bullied. And a lot of them we know commit suicide. It's really sad.
No, you can't expect. This system is not designed for you to succeed. It's for you to fail, and you gotta always keep that in your mind, especially in the front. Is for the 1% to keep excelling and staying wealthy and staying in power, while we are cattle to these people. We are basically, when you go to these institutions, high school, college, trade school, you are basically working for them. This is their system. You know what I mean? This is their system. So when you think that you going to school for something, you going to school to work for this system. And people say, well, this is the world. Oh, no. This is not the way the Most High want this world to be. You know, he is salute Piff. He don't want this world to be the way it is, and it's corruption. It's so corrupt that how could you even consider out of your own mouth that we are going to be treated fairly in the injustice system that we live in. It's unjust. We never gonna get our just due. Nobody. It's not gonna happen. So if you go complain to a principal or to the school board about certain things that you don't like, they don't care. You know, I mean, people are fighting right now for certain books and certain curriculums to not be in the schools, but they don't care about that. You know, is certain parents don't want their children to be learning about homosexuality in the school system, but
well, to go through all the bad things that the schools are teaching. They're teaching homosexuality, even about sexual interactions, even a lot of the stuff that they teach about your body. Like, the parents have no say.
Right.
Like, if you don't want your kid to learn about, even if it's about their body, just because, like, when you start to learn about your body and different things like that, you start to get curious and stuff like that. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. Like, something is not there until it's put in front of your face.
Right.
You know, so they're teaching, you about your own body coming from a school. You're not the parent. You don't have to teach that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they're teaching you about that. And then on top of that, they're teaching you about even just any type of sexuality. Right. Like, there's no reason for kids to learn about sex and condoms and different body parts and stuff like that to be taught by a school. Parents have no choice, and they should have a choice. So you're just completely and they're really pushing homosexuality in schools, whether people want to believe it or not. It's everywhere.
And they promoting transgender with the bathrooms and getting them to have their own bathrooms, and you can't discriminate against transgenders. If somebody want to be, if a boy want to be called a girl today, then that's what you call them. It's just like, come on, man. Listen, biology is what it is, man. Science is what it is, man. If you born a male, then that's what you are. The Most High don't make no mistakes. Right. You the one that's making the mistake by changing what He created. Right. You dig what I'm saying? It makes no sense I'm not gonna sit here and accept or be an idiot and sit here and say, well, he says he's a woman now. He's a man. If you can't have children, you don't have a menstrual cycle, and you don't have menopause, then you ain't no woman. Science clears all that.
Right, but it's starting. I mean, like, you have, like, there was, matter of fact, just on the radio, I heard something about a 9-year-old little boy, like, going to some drag situation, like, completely crazy. Like, kids don't even know who they are. Even at 15, 16, 17, they're just now trying to figure out who they are and their ways and stuff like that. So it's just really, it's sad. And parents get so caught up with they have to work a 9 to 5. A lot of parents, a lot of kids look at it as easier to send your kid off to somebody else when they're teaching your kid about all this stuff that they shouldn't know about. And it shouldn't be part of their lives. Right. Kicking the science. Hey, kicking the science. What's up, Piff. Bro? Kicking the science that they took the Bible out of schools. That's the truth. That's the truth.
But now they're trying to take out the Pledge of Allegiance now too. Because the Pledge of Allegiance have, one nation under God, that part right there. Anything with the Most High, they don't want nothing in that job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is if you have children, or you're about to have a child, you may think about not putting your child in the system. You may try to work different schedules. Somebody work in the morning, somebody work in the evening, to where somebody can be home with your child. You teach your child what you want them to learn.
Right.
You know
hey, Alexander, not to mention most things that schools teach you don't even use. Because
once you get your system, once you have your children in the system, it's hard to get them out. It's hard to get them out because in certain states, they have to even if you like a homeschool your child, you still have to have the whole school work, the whole curriculum at home, and then they got to be meeting the requirements of it. And if they be failing from home, then they're gonna wind up taking you to court and then getting your child back into the school, saying that you ain't doing a good job, you're not on them. It's just like they've been taking our rights away from us. But if you don't put them in the system, then they don't have no say so. And what's up, Smitty?
Hey, Smitty. Hey, Alexander. I don't know if you heard me say that.
And even with the shots too, that's another thing. I think a lot of times these children be getting autism or these learning disabilities from these vaccinations. I believe that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like really. And our oldest grandchild, she never got vaccinations yet. But her mother, next year, coming in the fall, she gonna put her in the school system. Now I know this child very well, very bright, 4 years old. She's 4 years old. She's very bright. Now I want to see when her mother puts her in the school, how she's going to react, how she's going to be after she gets these shots. She's a bright child, sharp. You know what I'm saying? But this is what goes on. So so he says, what he say? He says, we all get codes at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah, we right.
Like Christopher said, we're just a name and a number. That's the truth. Chapif said, look at all these shows with the homosexual attitude, shaking my head, not judging anyone's preference. It's all love, but it ain't about my judgment. It's about Most High's laws and nature. Yeah. That's true, Pip. Yeah. It's everywhere. You can't escape it. And it's just it's really crazy times, definitely.
But what do a kindergartner need to learn about homosexuality for? Right. They don't need to be worrying about no sex.
All this new age stuff.
What's the age of kindergarten?
5.
5 years old.
Yeah.
They're
basically teaching you to be rebellious.
You in the class teaching your children. They got a book. I forgot the name of it, but it's about two male penguins having another male penguin, and it's like 5 years old, man. Like really think about that. Yeah. So, and parents was outraged about these books, and it's like it's on YouTube. Y'all go on YouTube and punch it in. The parents is outraged about it, and a lot of the parents said, "Yo, we pulling our children out. We pulling them out."
Think about there's so many parents that don't even know what their kids are being taught.
What's up, Vera?
Not to mention the fake wars and all that other friggin' nonsense.
Yeah. This is good.
Hey, Vera. It's good to learning grammar and spelling. Exactly. Females should learn how to cook and different stuff. Take care of your money. Different stuff like that. To me, you gotta definitely learn stuff, but learn stuff that you're gonna be able to apply to your life.
It says, kicking science to school loves to teach you how to work for somebody but hardly
any ownership.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because this is the system is about. It's about you working for them, not working for yourself.
Right.
This is like I always say, like we got natural resources that we should be able to grow our own food and have fresh, clean water. We shouldn't have to be paying for water. Water is an element that the Most High gave to us. We got to pay for that. We got to go to a supermarket because the damn pipes and the damn the damn wells is and the ocean is so damn contaminated. We don't even have fresh, clean water.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, come on, man. Like growing our own food. Like we shouldn't have to pay for something that you could plant a seed in the ground and it grows for you and you eat it. Come on, man. Like it's crazy, but we worrying about the wrong stuff. It's like seriously, man. Like it's like this world is getting me frustrated.
Yeah,
sometimes
definitely.
it really do, man. It really do.
All right, Vera. Be safe, Vera.
All right, brother.
Azana. Hey, Azana. Okay, so you got the stuff that you got the bullying. That's no good. Then you got the stuff that they're teaching in the schools. That's no good. And then Third of all, you got teachers having sex with students. You got kids being raped in the bathroom by other students.
Then you got nutcases coming up in there and shooting up the schools.
Exactly. So how are kids safe?
Tell me about that, Joe.
You're hearing about it all the time, constantly.
Now, not every school being shot up, but I bet you every school is bullying going on. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you, freaking schools is freaking teachers is molesting the damn children in there. I mean, having sex with the children. I bet you that, but they don't report it all over the news like that. But it's happening every day, everywhere.
Yep.
So what he saying?
Yep. Teachers having students, other kids having sex with other students in the bathroom. Just the influences from being around other kids that don't have, beliefs in the Most High to keep them grounded. They don't have no foundation. It's just not a safe place. And parents really need to wake up and realize that, if you really truly love your kid, it's a hard work to not, be able to send your kid to school, to actually have to care for your kid 24/7. But you have a lot more control.
So here's the question. Though.
Right? Kicking the science, kids committing suicide. That's the truth.
What? And we ain't the only people that feel this way. But all the people that feel this way should be coming together and working together to basically expose these things and stay on these people's neck. It's enough of us for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? So when you dealing with the Most High, it's like He tells you to reprove. That means to shed light on wickedness. So anytime things is going on that's wicked, it's your duty to expose it, to shed the light upon wicked behavior. But everybody should be that hates the injustice should be talking about revolution right now. All that having fun and partying and having a good time should be put out the window. It should be you are thinking revolution, meaning rebelling against a system that's injustice, and training yourself to learn how to live off of natural resources and train yourself in self-defenses and fight against a system that's injustice. But we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing is really going to change until we do that. It is either we're going to do that or we're going to have to wait for the Most High to take over this joint. So we can't sit here and complain if we're not willing to do anything about none of these things. And it's hundreds of thousands of people that feel the way we feel. We may not all have the same, serve the same God or have the same philosophy, but we all have a common enemy, and that enemy is trying to destroy the very fabric of what the Creator has created in the earth. And that's on that one cause, we should be fighting for that. But we not. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. And I'm willing to fight for that.
Yeah, a lot of parents that won't even fight for their own kids.
Like, but
a lot of parents that will say, "Well, I went and I talked to the school, and they didn't do anything about it."
Well, then.
But I went and I talked to the school, and I thought that they were gonna take care of it.
Right. Well, that's not.
That's crazy to me, man. That's
not,
crazy to me. You give them there's always a chain of command. Like, you gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying? That's why we started off with the teacher. She was first. She didn't want to listen. Went to the principal. Didn't want to listen. Went to the boss. Went to the other boss. That's how you do it to be respectful. You don't have to be like Bogarting in there and stuff like that. We was nice. Hey, can I make an appointment to meet with you, please? And show up at your appointed time and go in there and do what you got to do to handle your business. But a lot of these parents are just mediocre within itself to even fight for your own kid that can kill themselves tomorrow.
Right. And then
let alone
then
fight
remove
the system.
And then we didn't add in the peer pressure.
Right.
Of gangs and
drugs. Kids own kids.
Sex.
Doing drugs in school.
Right. And sex. We didn't add those, and all those elements are in the school.
Right.
All those elements. So your child is being exposed to so many things that you may not have any knowledge of. So many things. And that's the problem. So what we need to do is we need to, try to form some type of like, I have so many ideas of organizations and I have a powerful organization that I think that will benefit a lot of us, but I need brothers and sisters to do it. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about dedicated brothers and sisters. It don't matter what nation you from, what class you from. If you willing to do it, let's do it. You know
Sometimes
what I'm saying?
Just donating time
will
help make changes.
I can't do it alone. I need people to do it, and it takes sacrifices, and it takes dedication to do it, because you can change a lot of people's lives off of, but it has to be the right way and not the wrong way. And sit down with different brothers and sisters and really organize. You have to get the spirituality first, because you can't organize and do anything until people are right spiritually. They're not out here committing all type of crazy sins and just wilding. Then you got to get the mental game up to where now you're getting the knowledge and the information and resources. I'm talking about spiritually, mentally, and physically on all levels. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got to do to survive. To where you build a community. You know what I'm saying? And move to one state, organize, build an organization is there. Somebody move somewhere else in another state, build another organization there, go to another state, and it's like a chain effect. In each state you have these our organization, to where now we teaching our children, our families about the Creator, self-defense, self-awareness of what's going on in this world, and then we can, branch off out into the world, and then we can really make a impact. Until we do that, we just talking.
Right, but even though right now everybody's in their own place and stuff like that, like we all have to work and be working on an individual level, because that's where it starts. is on the individual level. Like right now we say, oh, we're not together. We're all in different states. We've never met each other. But at the end of the day, if we work to get ourselves spiritually, mentally, and physically fit, day in and day out, right now, while today is today, then you never know how the Most High would use us and move us and make us into something. But first, we have to be able to break down our own strongholds. Mentally and physically putting the spiritual stuff first.
Piff, I hear what you're saying, but you can't.
And still potting through us.
You can't.
Yeah,
but you can.
Web. Yeah,
yeah,
sadly,
but you can't.
There's always somebody to infiltrate.
But this is the enemy. It's always going to be infiltrators, but you have to understand that it's always going to be infiltrators. It's you can never stop somebody from basically selling out. It's always going to be Judases. Period. That's the nature of the game. It is what it is.
Right, but, and we're not even talking about like on the save the world type vibe, because only God can do that.
Yeah, but we talking about saving souls. It's just like
everybody is a soul.
It's just like say I'm the brother, right? Me and Piff is got the scriptures down, right? We rolling. But then Parnell got the whole government aspect. He got the government. He can break down what goes on. So that's his branch. Then we have family classes on how to have a family structure. Somebody else can do that. Everybody has
it's just like the scriptures talk about the body of Christ.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody
has to be part of a body and play a small role
in that,
to work as one.
So everybody has their role, and you teach women how to keep the homes and the how to raise their children. You teach self-defense. You know what I'm saying? How to protect yourself from from what's going to happen. Wise is this everyday life, this being out in the streets, this being aware of this intruders, whatever, home life. Like I have so many ideas, you know what I'm saying, but you have to start somewhere. And it takes time, it takes money, it takes dedication, it takes effort, and and you have to be willing to sacrifice a lot for a good cause, because it's a lot of lost people in this world out here today, and it's our duty to help the captives. But first we have to free ourselves from whatever thing that we dealing with, on a regular basis.
We gotta be able to free ourselves.
And we was the brothers and sisters that I was with. We were supposedly, with the two fingers in the air. We were supposed to do that, but nothing never happened because everybody was just so worried about themselves. People didn't want to leave their own states. They were so comfortable. People wasn't donating to the cause. It was just like, it's just like, but don't complain. Don't complain then. I don't want to hear it. If you're not willing to sacrifice your time, your energy, and your money and your life, don't complain. Don't complain about nothing. Just don't. I'm so sick of people marching and protesting. It ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't gonna do nothing. It's just not. So I had this epiphany, man, of this spiritual is I call it the spiritual development, and it's like I'm not gonna say too much online because I don't people listening and all that, and demons too. That's another thing. They listen. But I have the organization in mind.
It's so much bigger than us, and it's so much bigger than the stuff that you're looking at right now.
Man, it's so if the Father, bless us to do it, then that's one thing. If He doesn't, then that's another. But if I can pull this off by the grace of the Most High, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
George Soros is behind the Black Lives Matter movement. We just gotta change us inside, then the movements will be the way we live, period, and they can't be infiltrated. Exactly. Change starts inwardly.
Exactly.
Right?
It does.
Yeah, exactly. Pineal said most protests are backed up by the very ones that they claim that they're challenging. Exactly. They fund it. Yeah.
But see, but those movements, I ain't even. Those movements is based. That Black Lives Matter movement is basically. Y'all already know who
protest against ourselves. That's who we need to protest against.
Those organizations.
Our carnal nature.
Those organizations is funded by, people that want to control, their narrative in society. That's why them joints is formed. They're not really for they claim that they for injustice, but there's a lot of injustice that goes on in their communities, and they're not banging on the injustice of the communities. It's like, to me, killing is killing. To me. Because I think outside the box. People say, well, when a white man or when a white cop kills a black man, that's hate. But when a black man kills another black man, that's hate. You killing them. What's the difference? It's no difference to me. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High does not care about color. He cares about one soul killing another soul. He's not going to be on Judgment Day saying, well, you was white because you killed this, and like you guilty because you killed this black man. No, you guilty because you killed the man. Period. Point blank. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. Right. So killing to me is killing. I don't discriminate against nothing. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mind is beyond all that color stuff. But the Black Lives Matter only care about that aspect. But I tell you one thing. It's more black men killing black men than white cops is killing black men every day. Go online, look at the statistics every day. Dudes is getting their head blown off. And it's summertime right now. So it's about to ramp up in every urban community all across this country. Niggas gonna be getting their head blown off this summer, baby. Sad to say.
Right. Sage said, I'm just going to the basics and building up. And that's definitely a great thing, Sage. Like, when we came into this, the only thing that we knew is that we were sick of living the way that we were living. We were sick of our lifestyle. We were sick of our relationship with each other. We were, sick of dealing with a lot of situations that we were dealing with that people just deal with on a daily basis. Doing drugs, hanging out, partying, being evicted, not having money, different arguments that you have in your home, just your way of life. You just get sick and tired of the day in and the day out situations and the choices that we were making. We finally, after talking about it for a long time and saying what we were gonna do but never did it, we finally one day we woke up and we did it. We stopped doing drugs. We stopped allowing our house to be a hangout. We cleaned our house. All the Malachi Z. York books, a lot of different books that we had in our house that was complete nonsense, we threw them in the garbage. That's where we started, at the basics. After we got done doing that, we picked up our Bible. We never knew that we were going to end up completely changing our life, and we're not even that dope. We still got far way to go. But I can tell you one thing. We so far, when you look back, you can no longer see our previous life, and we can never turn back and go that way again. And that's the point where we all want to be. But you start off at the basics, and then you build up. And you never know where you can end up. We're all worth it. We all have it in us.
The communities, the communities could be a wonderful place to live. Like I said before, if people had love, they had respect, and they was loyal. People could buy land and grow food and and build water factories so the people can have fresh, clean water to drink. You know what I'm saying? People can have their own school systems, their own banks, and all that. But we worrying about other things that's not important, I would say. You know what I'm saying?
Pioneer said we all do. That's the truth, Pioneer. We do. We just got to know that we do, and we got to be willing to fight. It's not easy. Not saying that it's easy at all.
Correction.
It's not easy. It's a fight day in and day out. It's a battle.
Correction comes from within, Correction, and it's a daily process, and it's like all the time. Like the one thing I did when I first got into this is I did not bring an arrogant attitude to the classes that I was in with the brothers. I humbled myself. I shut my mouth, and I just learned. You know what I'm saying? I did not come in there, trying to, I just humbled myself. And because when you're born again, you have to basically be taught all over again how to live, how to be. And you can't do that if you think you know everything, because you don't. You know what I'm saying? Because if you did, then you wouldn't be in the damn position that you're in to be taught all over again by the Most High. So you have to humble yourself and let the Most High basically show you all over again how to live. That's what that means. So I humble myself. I didn't give the brothers no hard time. I did not, you know what I'm saying? I ain't come in there on nothing. I ain't bring no worldly.
You completely became a student.
Yeah, I was a student.
Anything that
you know what I'm saying?
I didn't know anything.
It's just like when you go into,
previously knew, you didn't bring it with you.
When you go into a dojo or something, and like you brand new up in this joint, you don't come in there and talk about, well, yeah, when I was on the streets. Nah, you ain't on the streets no more. You up in here.
Not only that, like you had a lot of church, Bible knowledge. You didn't even bring that with you.
Right. So I just basically humble myself, and I asked a lot of questions. I wrote a lot of things down. I just was a humble student, and I was a baby. So and when you're a baby, like when you watch the Lord says. His disciples asked him. They said, "Who's the greatest in the kingdom?" And he brought a little child and sat him between him, and he said, "Unless you be like this child right here, you will not be in the kingdom." Basically saying that you have to humble yourself. People don't like to be humbled, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't. When you first come into this, you don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta chill. You gotta just fall back. Let the elders that been in this for a long time, that got experience, that been that has that revelation in them, that anointing spirit. They have to basically be like they're the vessel that you need to be. Trying to follow and listen to. Because the Most High been dealing with them for a while. And a lot of times, we don't want to. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I was quiet like the church mouse.
You can't bring your ego into this. I was quiet in that. You can't try to be, a teacher. Sometimes, like one thing that we dealt with a lot, I guess I'll just speak, like, relating to the situation is, like, the other situation when we used to study the Bible, like, we used to do it online with a group of people, but a lot of times, like, young kids would come in, not even young kids, young people that were in the spirit, they would come in and they would have such a beautiful zeal for the Most High. And the first thing that they would want to do is go out and speak on the streets with a microphone in their Bible. Yeah. But really, when you first leave the church, when you first come into this, you had to put in serious work to be able to learn about the Most High, to be able to learn about yourself, and to be able to change yourself before you could really go out and be a help to somebody else. We've been in this for 11 years, and we just now getting to the point right here, right now, where we can actually even come out and speak with people, with our experiences and stuff like that. We weren't trying to jump right into something.
Because I could have easily been made a YouTube page and been doing all that, but I was like, it's like because you're responsible for other people, and when you take on that responsibility, you have to be right. You have to be right, because the Most High is gonna hold you accountable. It's just like if you have an organization but you live in foul, you like you're responsible for the people in your organization.
Yeah, it's no joke, man.
And if you ain't living right, you know what I'm saying? Cause how many people
that you're responsible for souls.
Yeah, so how many people be living foul and but then be on the other hand betraying like they something else? That's not cool, man.
Not only that, like, you know, somebody can be 1 foot away from committing suicide, and you could say one wrong thing to them and they can go jump off a bridge someplace. Exactly. When you're supposed to be encouraging them. Or they could be 1 second away from picking up a Bible and trying to proceed with changing, and you could say something to them that totally turns them off. Exactly. We got to really take this seriously and be careful. That's why it's important to spend time with yourself. It's important to spend time with the Most High and learn about Him.
Know what we did one day? Crazy. True story, right? We wrote down, me and my wife and our 2 daughters wrote down the things that we want to change, like within ourselves, and then we wrote down the things that we want that we don't like about each other, that things that affect our relationship. So if I wrote down things that I don't like my wife doing, she wrote down things that she don't like of me, and that's how you change. You know what I'm saying? But people don't want to deal with that.
Right.
They think that I'm right. You ain't right all the goddamn time. You just ain't. You affect people all the time by things that you say, your attitude, everything. So sometimes you have to humble yourself. I'm telling you right now, if you don't humble yourself, the Most High will humble you. You people don't know everything. You just don't. And sometimes it can be the smallest thing. You could be treating somebody in a certain way that's not spiritual, and that could be something that's blocking your blessings from the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And that can happen, and that's serious. So you have to write down the things that you want to change within yourself and work on it.
Like, really work on it, not just be like, oh well, I don't really do that. Nah, if somebody's saying that you do that, then you do that.
Exactly.
And that means that you gotta work to change it.
Right. And then you write down things that they do to you that you don't like. And y'all need to agree on that and work on changing that. Otherwise this is like, yo, is you know what I mean? We all do things to annoy each other, say things to annoy each other, and it's just like, we can't be living like that. I could easily, you know, pull out 1,000 scriptures on the character of the Most High. 1,000. The average mojo will not fit none of those characteristics of the Most High. The smallest thing that you think that's nothing, I could pull it out in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the tongue. Like James got a chapter about the tongue. It's a small member, but that tongue causes a lot of problems because people don't like talking. They keep running their damn mouth all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it starts fires. You know what I'm saying? Look it up. Something small with the tongue could jack you up. Strife. Always want to debate. Being hateful. Being malicious. Being talking like having dirty jokes in your mouth. Always talking about dirty jokes. You know, sexual jokes. All these things is against the Creator. You know what I'm saying? So we have a lot of work to do within ourselves, man, and that's very important. Self look in the mirror and say, yo, how can I change myself? You know, because we looking at outside people and, you know, they whack, but we whack too. You know, and the faster we realize that, the better we be off. You know, it's like, yo, we all come to the Most High dirty, filthy, nasty, disgusting. You know,
right.
And we have to We have to change within ourselves. It's like everyday life, everyday life that we live in, and that's why the system is the way it is because people don't want to change in the system. They don't want to stop being corrupt. I mean, people want money. They want to have a big career, so they're willing to lie and deceive and to manipulate just to get what they want. And that's why the system is the way it is, because people want material more than they want to have morals and values and righteousness. So we're never going to live in a world to where it's going to be a just world. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
He said, let no unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but we sit and watch people rock crosses and curse up storms because it's just jokes. Shaking my head. We live wicked and they keep perpetrating it. Exactly, Pip. Exactly. A lot of people be thinking, like, when you're, like, on a path trying to be righteous and stuff like that, like, a lot of people think, like, that is boring.
What's wrong
stuff
with
like
it?
that. But, like, we get lit. We just don't get filthy. We don't get nasty,
But my thing is, what is it your business? How I live my life. I'm not worried about your life. Why are you worried about mine? I don't understand why people care. If my daughter wants to wait till she get married and have sex, that's her business. It's none of nobody else's business how we live. I don't care what the next man do next door to me. Cause I'm not responsible. He a grown man, or she's a grown woman. I don't care. But why do people care about how we live? You know what I'm saying? It's just nonsense. It makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? What is it anybody's problem if somebody wants to not have sex right now? They're a teenager and they don't want to. What do you care? You know what I'm saying? The hell out of here. But people care about that so much, but then they're not worrying about, they goddamn selves. So it's crazy, man. What that say? You said something. That thing said you were terrible.
Yeah.
The thing that you just had up. The thing that you had up. She said, he said, Bill said, clap before later, yeah.
She's living life to the fullest. She's on the scene, making moves, living a dream. She's got it right.
I told her the thing I'm coming for her.
So yeah, we have to.
That's nice, Pip. Thank you. We appreciate you guys.
We just have to just do the best we can, man. Do the best we can, and sometimes we don't try our hardest to do the best we can. Like we
can't take no days off, man.
We get lackadaisical, we get lazy. I understand. Life throws life throws curveballs a lot of times at us. Screwballs.
Sometimes you might feel like you're having a bad day. You woke up, you're tired, whatever, but you gotta still keep on pushing. You can't turn back and be the nasty, filthy beast that you once were. You can't. You cannot. And I'm sorry, when you acting unrighteous, that's what you are. You are a beast.
What Parnell said.
It's Aaliyah's.
It's like
Vera. I was looking at Vera like, what is he talking about?
It's crazy. It's crazy how she put up her on her Instagram. She was like wearing an outfit, and they like people saying, oh, your jeans. They talking about her jeans because her jeans wasn't skin tight. Like what's wrong with these? Yo, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. These dudes out here, yo. People say that these are Walking Dead. To tell you the truth, I was saying this to my wife earlier. I said these people are more than to me. They don't exist to me. They're minds. They worse than the Walking Dead. It's like their minds ain't there. It's like they don't have no brain inside their head. It's like they just walking without a brain. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing that they say, you be like, what?
Yeah.
What do you care? Sick, man.
Crazy.
It's sick. Yeah, so we about to wrap it up, man.
Yeah, that's what it is, Pip. They don't have no mind of their own, especially this youngest generation. Like, if you're not doing what everybody else is doing, they think it's so uncool. But, like, they are uncool because they're a bunch of followers, sadly.
It's I don't, man. It's a
Everybody doing the same thing. Like, come on,
it's
now.
a combination of everything, man. It's a combination of everything. Man. So if the thing is, if you have children or if you are planning on having children, I would definitely stress to you that you need to think about not putting your child in the system. I mean, work out a schedule between you and your wife, your husband, and homeschool your children from birth.
You would never willfully put your children in harm's way. Willfully. But unfortunately, when they go to school, they're in harm's way. There's so much against them. And, so on a daily basis, so much against them.
And is you can't prevent everything. Is drugs in school, is sex in school, is violence in school, is promotion of homosexuality, transgender,
even just regular sexuality, like
bullying.
What does a kid that's 11 years old need to know about sex and condoms for?
So just really take a really choose, if you want your children to be exposed to these things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they're never going to be like they're not, because we live in society, but as parents, we have to teach them the ins and outs about life. That's our job. Teach them about drugs. What is drugs? What do drugs do to you? And what happens to you if you deal with drugs, selling them or using them? You have to break all that down to them. It is your duty to do that. Guns is the same way. Peer pressure is the same way. You got to sit down with them and go into the depths of hell with them in these conversations. Because if you don't, you're going to regret it. You know what I'm saying? Parenting is deeper than just laying down, having some babies and looking, oh, you're so cute. But if you don't teach them, they ain't going to be looking so cute for too long. They're going to be looking real ugly to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's our duty to step up to the plate and be responsible parents, to go all out with them. Knowing where your children are, who they with. You know what I'm saying? It's our job to do that. It's our job to do that. Straight up. I mean, exactly. Raw reality. We got to do it. Don't bring a child into this world unless you're willing to go all out for your child. Bottom line. Don't even waste your time. If that's not real, it's so many people having children right now that they are so clueless to all these things that we're talking about. And to me, this is what I'm saying. Irresponsible people. It's so many people that's irresponsible. They just out here having children and then not doing anything with their children. So this is why we have a generation of these new millenniums just doing whatever the hell they want to do.
Everybody always wants the pleasureful acts, but they don't want the consequences that comes with the acts of pleasures.
Bang, right then and there. So I hope that what we said was encouraging. I hope that it was helpful. We need to organize, and this can't be taught. We have to organize. Organize for spirituality, mental and physical. We have to do it. We just can't just be talking on the internet. I don't want to be on here for another 2 or 3 years if the world go that long and just be still talking. We gotta work. We gotta work. You know what I'm saying? We have to work. This is a powerful opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So if your heart is in it, then let's do it. I'm willing to take my whole being into organize. If I have strong brothers and sisters that's willing to do the same. I don't need no mediocrity people. I just don't need it. I need somebody that's gonna hold it down. It's like I'm gonna hold it down. Because we putting our life on the line every day. You know what I'm saying? Doing this every day. And so many people risk their life on these platforms, all on the internet, and then something happened to the people, and then oh yeah, they were some good brothers, man. That was a good brother, man. Oh, that was a good sister. And then they go on back to their life, and then what? You know what I'm saying? So we all have to be a part of this. We all have to put our life in danger to better a few. You know what I'm saying? If you will, you know, because it's bigger than it's bigger than us. This is by design that this world is the way it is. So this is destiny that we in, and we have to take full advantage of destiny. This is our moment. You know what I'm saying? And we have and all this knowledge that we have. I know y'all got knowledge. We got knowledge. But we have to bring that together and do something. You know, just don't sit here and talk about it. Let's do it. You know, so that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. Right. Yeah.
People think that we ain't got a giant following, we ain't in danger.
Right.
Excuse my language, but they don't know the half. That's true, Cliff.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. By you saying stuff and doing things is always in danger. It's always because they watching right now to see how this platform grows.
Well, they don't call people influencers for nothing.
Exactly.
I'll put it to you like that.
If something grows, it's
if
gonna
you're
grow.
influencing according to their plan, then you're cool. They're gonna promote you, and everything's gonna be all good. But if you're influencing people to do opposite of their plan, then that's highly offended. They don't want that. They don't like that. They work too hard. And to be honest with you, they don't want a drop of anything good being put out there.
They don't want. Let me tell you what they scared of, and I'm gonna end this right here. This is what the powers that be is scared of.
Right, Christopher?
They scared of the Most High. Anybody that's manifesting the Most High, they scared of that. They scared of family values. They scared of that. They don't want you having no foundation with a family, man and woman, children. And they don't want you organizing other people in those two avenues. They don't want that. So if you organizing people with the Most High, and then you got the family dynamic in that junk, oh, you a threat, baby. Because they here to destroy that. They don't want that to happen.
Yeah, they've been destroying the family for a long time.
You know what I'm saying? So, please, you a triple threat then. I mean, so shout out to everybody in the chat. You know, I'm kind of in this early tonight, man, but I appreciate y'all coming through. You know,
we love you guys so very much. Like, as we always say, you guys are actually our family. Even, you know, when we be busy, we still got to show up because we miss y'all. We definitely love to speak to y'all and check up on everybody, make sure that everybody's okay. We're very, very sorry we were late. We don't take your time for granted. We apologize.
Right. So I hope you have a blessed evening, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Piff, shout out to Parnell, shout out to Christopher, shout out to Dre Manifest, shout out to Texas Roadrunner. Let me get y'all names because there's a lot of y'all. Vera, shout out to Vera, shout out to the brother Marshall, brother Sage. What's up, brother Sage? Dre, yeah, I said Dre. Let me see who else is in there. Yeah.
Xana, if you're still here. Xana, Alexander, he was here. Where's Alexander?
Kicking the science.
It said everybody. I think we called everybody. Shout out to everybody who's listening after this live is no longer live anymore. We appreciate you guys too. And much love to everybody who didn't make it. We hope to see you next time. We'll be back on Monday. Cher, I was looking for you. Cher, how are you doing? Are you all right, Cher? I was
Kevin
worried
Johnson,
about
what's
you.
up, brother?
What's up, Cher? I'm about to wait a minute for Cher to respond. How you doing, boo?
Yeah, you caught the end of it. You caught the end.
If y'all want to come hang out with us, we'll be on Twitch all weekend long, making moves on the 2K grind.
And that's it. I mean, and until Monday, you know, just keep working on yourself. We're gonna keep working on ourselves, and Lord will, we will meet somehow, some way.
Wow, Cher, that's a blessing. You got a whole new job, Cher?
New job promotion for after 19.
That rocks. Wow, that's great. You're gonna be able to take us to Disney with you and your family before you know it. We coming with you, sister. I'm off Monday too, baby. Definitely tuning in. Good stuff, Cher. Good, Cher. Did everything work out with your family? With that situation that you had?
Much love, Pip.
Cher, your family feels better? How are your kids are okay? Cher, she's gonna be taking everybody to Disneyland. Your Disney World. Good job. No more graveyards. That's a blessing, Cher. I'm so glad to hear that, Cher.
I said she gonna
Good for you.
She gonna have a regular schedule. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Dang, came out. Oh, but you come up in here, you're a brand new woman.
That's crazy. That's what's up.
That's beautiful. I'm glad to hear that. Christopher, yeah, Cher gonna take you too. Cher gonna take the whole family.
Oh man! Shout out to everybody.
Definitely, would love to go to Disney World.
Thanks.
Very excited lately. I'm so glad to hear that. I was worried about you, Cher. I'm glad that you stopped in. Because y'all, even if y'all can't make it, just for y'all to come and say, hey, I'm busy. I ain't got time for y'all today, but I'm alive and I'm well. It makes me feel better because when we go a couple of times and we don't see you guys, we start to wondering where y'all are.
She said I'll get a free Powerball.
All right, Cher. We'll be waiting. Good stuff. Yeah. So if y'all miss a couple of lives in a row, just comment on a video or stop in and say, hey, I'm still here. If y'all dealing with something, definitely come through so that way we can help you. Maybe encourage you to get through whatever situations you're going through.
Pray for you. Yeah.
Piff, my girl said take our kids too. That's the truth, Piff. We all want to go.
Yeah. She need a Powerball.
Even the big kids. All the big kids want to go too. Take the kids and the big kids.
Yo, she definitely need a Powerball. She need like $1 million. Oh man, that's crazy. She need like $1 million for us.
Yeah.
For real.
Cher, you got us. Cher, we're gonna wait for you, Cher. I know it'll probably take some time, but we'll be waiting. Yo, that would be really dope, though. Yeah, you're gonna need Powerball and a Mega Millions. That's the truth. Serious. That's funny. That would be so dope if we could do that, though. Vera, have a good night. I'm glad you came in, Cher. Definitely.
Yeah, man. All right. So shalom to everybody, man. Have a good blessed. Well, it's like out here it's 12:00. So have a good night's sleep.
Yeah. Anybody looking for us Saturday and Sunday, we'll be on Twitch. Aaliyah's Precious Life on Twitch. Saturday and Sunday all day. Monday we will be back here. Until then, we love you and be safe.
Shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom.